Hi guys, welcome back to another Overthrow Disc Golf video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I want to show you a macro disc golf concept that I think is super important called 2 lanes. Let's get started. Drop. First, pop quiz. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when pros step on a tee pad? What is the first thing that pros do on the tee pad? Hopefully this will ring a bell. They've got their line. They're kind of their final out. What are they doing is the question, right? Certainly, they're visualizing the line that the disc needs to take in order to get there. Isn't it interesting that they're here when they're doing their lines, right? They're not, if we were thinking from a form nerd perspective, they're not showing their true body position when they hit it, right? They're lining up pretty square to whatever their line is for the most part. So what are they doing? I would submit to you that they are setting up the lane that their body's gonna walk up in. They're setting up their walk-up line. They will start here and then they will work backwards down the line that their body's going to walk up on. And then they're gonna trust their practice to get their body to turn and do all the things to hit that same release point. So they're setting up here so that as they walk backwards, they are tracing the walk-up line that they're gonna use for this shot. The other thing that does is now that we've set the line for our body, we've also set the parallel line for our disc. So this is now my lane for my body. I want my body to stay over here, and then my disc has its own space in the opposite lane. This makes it so that we don't walk past our line. For example, if I come here and you have Simon Lizotte throwing here at you, but he walks up across his line, well, here goes the form because there's not enough space to have good form and get here. So he's gonna have to round his way over and collapse his way over here, and his hips aren't gonna be prepared to add energy into the shot. He's gonna have to arm it, right? So making sure that we have our body's lane first, and then the lane for our disc and our elbow will create space for the disc the whole time so that the disc can move without being hindered by our body. Let me show you. Hey, real quick, I want to thank today's video sponsor, DiscBox. I don't know how to say this and how to communicate to you that not every box is created equal. It just sounds kind of dumb to be like, this is a good box, but this is a good box. If you're looking for a nice, clean way to transport stuff to and from tournaments, or maybe just to clean up your house and how it looks inside your house so that your family members don't think you're some crazy disc golfer, which you are, we just hide it from them. With disc boxes, you can get these clean white ones here and they'll never know. After these initial first steps, now I've got my disc and my elbow in this lane, and I've got my body on the opposite side of the line in its own lane. Crossover step, disc still in its lane, elbow still in its lane. Here comes my load step, elbow, disc in the lane. Small point here. When we coil, we will naturally have a stagger, and it's okay when you have your line for this foot, and it's natural for this foot to come out and step on the line. But notice when we do that, my body is still over here. My tilt has created enough space to get here in tight with the pocket here, and now the disc and the body almost merge. They kind of meet closer to this line, and then we throw out. And the disc comes out of the hand on shots where we're looking for distance. The disc comes out of the hand in its own lane, and this helps us throw out and keep the shoulders closed here. The shoulders are almost mirroring this line in this practice right here. And then the disc is gone, and now the hand can come back in the lane with the body. How to practice this? First, if you have your line here, we want to make sure that we'll just start with the 3-step, Corey Ellis style, and we'll just get our elbow out on that side of the line and the disc out on that side of the line. And then we can just do these little cross behind steps and just work on our X step and make sure that we're maintaining the space as we go. Then eventually, we can work that into the load step here where I start swinging my hip and my shoulder back. And now we've got them out in their own lane. And there's space on that. If you're a fan of the pendulum style swing, you can also just have your disc on one side of the line and just do these, you know, kind of sea bass style elephant walk here and keep everything in the lane. And then throw whenever you want. Now, after you work on that, and you can keep the body in its own lane and the disc and elbow in their own lane, now all we do is we work to aim those two lanes at our target line. Let me show you. So this is a hole at one of our local courses here, and most people will play like a forehand or something straight at it, but we also have this hyzer play over the tree to the right. If you try to walk up normally here, now when you go to throw the hyzer play around the tree, you're going to run into your body. And so now you've taken all the space out of your upper body, and it doesn't matter how much you practice having space in your upper body if you walk this way and try to hit that line. So it's really important that we now, if we want to hit that hyzer angle, that's gonna pull our lane there. And depending on how much of a walk up we need, if we need a really big walk up and I walked back off of my lane there, it's going to pull me off of the tee pad. Now you have to make decisions on, do you abbreviate your walk up or navigate how to step up onto the tee if you want that lane. I can show two. I can show me trying to hit the line with the wrong walk up, and then I can show the spacing with the right walk up. Yep. So I'll show you both. So we'll do the bad one first. The nice thing about thinking about it in two lanes as well is if you spend all the momentum with the disc, if it's always on line for the most part to the target, it makes your misses quite a bit smaller because it wants to keep going where it continued going for the most part. So unless you do something coming up out of the shot too early, you'll be fairly accurate. And this way, you know, when pros have been talking about pulling in a straight line all along, is this what they meant? Find out next time.
Find out next time.
On Dragon Ball Z. Hey, if you are interested in one-on-one coaching or form reviews, we do all of that on our Patreon. The link is in the description below.
It's in the description below.
We'll catch you on there. Gotta make sure it's up.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Every morning, I like to gel my hair like this. We should.
The calyx going.
Yeah, I should just like do a morning routine and like we should have a short at some point of like Josh's.
Your hair like looks great and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like perfect, and I just go like this and a thing of gel. I'm just like.